Hi guys! Today on Cooking the Books with Heather, we're going to make roasted tomatoes. We're having some friends over tomorrow and I was going to make malted slaw with roasted tomatoes. So first I have to make the roasted tomatoes. It's not tomato season. It's the beginning of actually sort of mid-spring, not even summer yet. Our tomato plants have little tiny tomatoes on them, so these are not the best tomatoes. But this recipe is meant for this kind of tomato. It will sort of intensify the flavor and make them taste better than they do. So it's a very simple recipe, but it takes a while. So all I have to do now is to cut these Roma tomatoes in half. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, so I have the tomatoes all cut in half, and all we have to do is put some olive oil and some salt on them and toss it around together. And there's no measurement for the salt, you just salt them generously. The salt I use is kind of less salty. It takes up more space for the amount of salt, so I'm going to be very generous. And then just toss them around. It's a little bit misleading. The picture in the book actually has thyme on them, which I'm sure would be fine and would give it a little bit of a different flavor, but there's no thyme in the recipe. So I'm going to put these now on 2 prepared baking sheets. They have parchment paper on them, and we're going to put them in cut side up and give them a little space. I think that's about half. So I'll try the other sheet now. So I'm just going to take the leftover olive oil and just sort of drizzle it on top. I've got my oven heated to 300 degrees and they're going to go in like this for 2 hours, cut side up. When that's done, we're going to take it out and flip them over, and they go in for like another half an hour. So we'll come back after 2 hours. These tomatoes have been in the oven. It was actually a convection oven at 300, which I realized before they'd been in for more than a couple minutes, so that's good. If you don't have a convection oven, 325. They've been in for 2 hours and about 15 minutes just because, you know, life. So I'm going to turn these over, and then they go back in the oven for another 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes, we take them out and then we let them cool for about 30 minutes and then we peel them. So I'm going to put these back in the oven, turn over the other ones, the other pan, and get those in the oven, and we'll be back here in about 30 minutes. Okay, these were in the oven for another 30 minutes, cut side down, and they've been out for about 30 minutes. So now I'm just gonna peel them, and I'm gonna put them in this mason jar and cover them with olive oil. They'll keep that way in the refrigerator for quite a while. I think she says a few weeks. And I won't need all of these for the recipe that I'm gonna make, so might as well keep them. All right, peels are sticking a little bit around the edges, but nothing too bad. I'm just gonna peel them and drop them right in. Okay, they're all peeled. Some of them were kind of stubborn, but I'm gonna wash my hands and then I'm gonna cover that with olive oil. think we're just trying to cover this in oil to, you know, keep the air out. Sort of just barely covered in oil. I'm going to use some of them tomorrow for my slaw, some coleslaw. And then there's also like a really tiny little sort of footnote recipe for a roasted tomato relish, which if I should have a lot left over, which we might make later with that. So this is what she calls one of her back pocket recipes, kind of make it and use it. She also suggests, putting them on BLTs. Probably good when there's not, you know, really great tomatoes available in tomato season. To have a BLT with this would be probably pretty good. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and let me know what other content, what other recipes you want me to make. Other chefs, other cookbooks. I'm open. Thanks.